Traditional cybersecurity games tend to focus on scenarios or simulations that aren't always engaging and have limited replayability. No one enjoys playing through contrived choices like, you receive an email supposedly from your IT admin asking for your password. Do you give it to them or not? My name is Danny, and I'm here with Jeffrey. We wanted to make a game that people actually want to play, and then use that game to teach them about cybersecurity. That's why we made CyberArena, a two-player online card game for home use that teaches people how to be safe on the internet. Let's dive into a demo. When you launch the game, one player will act as the host and another as the client. The client will enter the IP and port provided by the host, and this is not their computer's IP, but rather one provided by our server. This will connect the players and start the game.
So in my hand here, you can see that I have a few cards, which can be thought of as asset cards, which are labeled in blue, such as a computer. And we also have defense cards, which are labeled in green, such as encryption. And you can think of these as ways to mitigate, detect, or prevent attacks against your assets. And these attack cards are labeled in red, such as phishing. So by playing an asset card, these can earn you points at the end of the turn. So we have player score, opponent score on the left-hand side, and based on how many asset cards you have on the field, that will determine the number of points you will earn at the end of the turn. And on the top right, you can see we have a turn counter. So at the end of 10 turns, the player with the higher score will win.
Great, now it's back to my turn. Let's take a look at this red card, which is an attack card. It represents a threat, or in a way, attacker can go after your assets. We've also added a description that appears if you hover over the card to help our younger users, which may not be familiar with all the different types of attacks. Let's try using an attack card against our opponent's asset. This removes it, preventing them from earning any more points. Let's also take a look at this encryption card, which has a category on it, represented by this wireless symbol. This is purely for educational purposes and helps our players relate different types of assets, defenses, and attacks. For example, in the wireless category, encryption protects smartphones from unsecured Wi-Fi attacks.
One of my favorite parts about this game is the replayability. We currently have 14 different types of cards in our game, and we see so much potential in adding more customization and more cards to cover a larger age range for our audience. Now, this can range from more simple cybersecurity concepts for a younger audience to more complex topics for those who want a more in-depth understanding of cybersecurity. So as you can see, CyberArena is easy to learn for any age range, and one of the takeaways we want our users to have is that cybersecurity literacy is especially important in our highly connected world. And it doesn't have to be boring. We wanted to make it a fun experience, and we hope to see you challenge your friends to see who is the most secure in CyberArena.